Hello, welcome back to Cashmere Budgets. I'm Cassie, and in today's video I've got a lot to talk about, firstly, and we're also cash stuffing £330. So if you are new to this method, it involves using good old-fashioned cash, stuffing it into different physical envelopes to help manage your money and budget for the things that you want to buy or spend your money on. So first of all, let's see what I've got left over from the last week. So, 250p's, that's it, in there. I still have £25 in groceries. I talked about, I think I've decided I'm going to roll my grocery money over, but I don't think I'm going to need 25 of it, so I think I'm going to take the 5 out and reallocate that later. And just leave £20 for next week. I have nothing left in spending. I spent it all. £30, but I haven't spent anything out of eating out, and we have 5, 10, 20, 40 still in eating out. I've still got my King Charles note. Still can't get my head around that. So let's just double check before we restuff that we've got all the money we need. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 310, 25, 30. So £330. And I'll put that in my little toast rack. I got a compliment on my little toast rack in the comments, so thank you for that. I was quite proud of myself. I thought it was an ingenious little idea. And then let's start restuffing for this week. I still haven't entirely decided what I'm doing about my 5-week month dilemma. I think I'm sort of just trying to make all my weeks stretch for 8 days and see if that works. I don't know. Like I say, I'm still new to this, so I'll figure it out. But anyway, 25 for groceries. So there's 45 in there, that should be enough then. And then 30 for spending. I see all these people and they've got all King Charles notes now after when they go to the cash point, but I'm still getting loads of Queenies. And then eating out this week is getting 10. So that's everything in there. Let's put that to one side. Now, this is where I have a lot of explaining to do, or at least I've got to tell you what's happened because something very exciting has happened. So, in terms of my car, you may remember my car insurance for the year is fully funded. This is for next year. Car tax for next year is fully funded. Breakdown cover for next year is fully funded. And having just paid for have my car service, I only need £10 more in here. So I'm going to put that in now. So that will, and then when I do my unstuffing at the end of the month, I will use this to pay off my credit card, which has paid for my current car service. However, this weekend I bought a new car. Or rather, I didn't buy it, I leased it. So this is a really complicated story, but one of the reasons I started doing this cash stuffing was because I'm hoping to move out of my parents' house. I've been living with my parents for several years as I've been very unwell, and in with my boyfriend, my new partner. However, he lives in the middle of nowhere in the countryside, and so I will need a car. And I currently share a car with my mum, and my mum was going to buy a new car, sort of treat herself in her retirement, and I was going to have her old car. But we've actually realised, for various reasons, it's better to do it the other way round, that I get a new car and she keeps the car that she has for now and then buys a new one when that one's properly dead. However, I can't afford to buy a new car just now. So even a second-hand car, the prices of second-hand cars are just astronomical. So I was looking at spending sort of £10,000 on a second-hand car, and it just wasn't realistic. So I'm leasing an electric car, and there are several plus sides to that, namely no car tax. But But I'm also, the sort of lease I'm getting, it has the monthly fee includes the insurance and the breakdown cover. So I'm not going to need any of these categories. I do, however, have to find nearly £1,200 by the end of the month as the initial payment. So thankfully, I've been saving up for these things, and I already have 800 in these 3 envelopes in the bank. So 500 in insurance, 150 in car tax, and 150 in breakdown. That's 800, isn't it? Yes. So I'm going to stuff a lot of money just into insurance this week. And it's not really for insurance, it's for the down payment on my new car, or the initial payment on my new car. So I am trying to spread it across the 3 weeks until the end of the month. I don't know whether I'll be able to do that in time. And there's also a part of me that feels like, should I apply for a 0% credit card and put it on a credit card and then pay? I've got more time to pay it off. And it will be good for my credit score, because that's one of the things. I'm saving for a house. I will be applying for a mortgage at some point in the future, and I do want to try and build my credit score to be in as good a position as possible. So doing something like that feels like maybe it might be good. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but for now, £105 is going into this envelope. So 20, 40, 60, 81 and £5. So that means I've got 905 towards my down payment. And it's not quite £1,200. I'll have to look up exactly how much it is. But I'm a good way there. So let's stuff with, this is now fully funded. Let's get the pen out of the Filofax. Everywhere I go, I get compliments on this. Oh, you're so organised. Look at that. I love that. That's so organised of you. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's because I would lose my head if it were not attached to my shoulders. So this is fully funded. For now, anyway. And at the end of the month, I guess we'll start again. Who knows? Now, taking £105 out of my budget for the week means that I can do a lot less with my other categories. So I had wanted to put more into clothes and really get that to its target, but this week it's only getting 20. So I now have 100 in the bank, 20, 40, 60, 70, 170 in clothes. And my goal is 300. Health is getting its usual 20. My health is not good. I mentioned this before. That's why I live with my parents, and that's why I have to put so much money towards health expenses. So I now have 180, 220 in health. And this is for prescriptions, for supplements. I also have been to see the physio today, and she says I need to go for massage regularly. So that's going to be another expense that I'm going to have to think about budgeting for, because that's not cheap. Tax is fully funded. I'm self-employed, so this is just the additional optional extra national insurance you pay when you're self-employed, because I haven't made enough money to pay tax the past couple of years. However, I am on track this year that at some point I will cross the tax threshold and we'll have to start adding more into this envelope, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Beauty is getting £20 this week. I'm having my hair cut next week, so that's partly why I'm just putting so much in here. So £100 in the bank, 120, 130, 140, 145. In beauty. So it's the 6th today. 145. Lovely. Home is also getting 20. I thought it was going to get less than that, but obviously I seem to think I can afford it. Again, I'm saving up to buy things for when I move out. So I bought one of those sort of shoe organiser things when I did my unstuffing and things. That was what that's for. Just little things like that when you move you need. And so 30 in the bank, 50, 75. Oh, okay. Oh. Yes, and this is one of the ones that I massively cocked up the tracker. But we'll get there. Now, gifts. Is this back up to 100? Yes. So 80 in the bank and 20 in cash, so it's not getting anything, I presume. Nope. Theatre is getting 10. I've just bought some theatre tickets, although I am still looking into going to see something else in the West End, having just spent £45 on a ticket to the theatre, £55 even. So these things are just so expensive now, and I was looking at taking the train up to London. It's just extortionate, and so I'm hoping I can persuade a friend to drive. Which feels really bad, because obviously you don't want to be driving into a city if you can avoid it, particularly one as overcrowded and toxic as London. But when the price of the train fare is as much as the price of the theatre ticket, doubles the cost of the trip. I can't afford that. I can barely afford to go as it is. Buffer is getting £10. So I'm at £200 already in this. So I have 150 in placeholders, 170, 190, 210. Perfect. And this is going to be a buffer that sits in my bank account that while I'm still figuring out finding my rhythm for all this paying with cash, because I'm still struggling. I don't know if it's just the area where I live, but hardly anybody takes cash. Even the car parking, you can't pay with cash. It's just ridiculous. And I'm sort of like, that's why I've only got these 250p's this week, you know. Nothing. I didn't even get any pound coins because I couldn't pay anywhere with cash and break a tenner. Very frustrating. But emergency fund is getting £20 this week. So we have 250 in the bank, 270, 290, 310, 330, 340. And the emergency fund is just topping up my existing emergency fund because I'm about to have a considerable increase in my housing expenses when I eventually move out. So I have a plan of what I'm going to do with this envelope, because if you watch my last video you will know that the tracking of this has gone all over the place, because I've got coins. I'm putting all my pound coins towards my that I get, not that I got any this week, towards the house deposit, but I'm also stuffing cash, and I've just been struggling to keep track of it. So I haven't obviously gotten around to it just yet, but I do think I'm going to start like a separate pound coins tracker, so that I tick off the icons or whatever, like a savings challenge, but they're for pound coins. And then when I reach £20 and they can be deposited into the bank, I will digitally stuff the house deposit envelope. At least that's what I think I'm going to do. We'll see. So house deposit this week is getting £10. That can't be right. So I figured out what happened. I had budgeted £20 for maintenance, forgetting to make it fully funded, forgetting that I put my £10 left over from spending last week into it, so I only actually needed £10 to make it fully funded. So that means I've got an extra £10. So it's going in house deposit. Maybe it should go in emergency, but oh well. Or maybe it should go towards the car, but oh well. It's my money at the end of the day. So I have 150 in placeholders in the bank, 170, 190, 210, 220, 225 in notes. And then, so let's write that down first of all. 6 plus 20 equals 225 plus the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 27 in coins, which equals 252. Yeah. Lovely. and then investing / pension is getting a tenner. So I have 100 in the bank, 20, 30, 45. And this is being self-employed. I don't have a workplace pension. So this is me attempting very optimistically to put some money aside every month towards my pension. But I tried to make a deposit this week, and it just, like, they sent the money back to me because I did it wrong or something. I don't know. It was very frustrating. So I'll try again, I suppose. So my 250p's for my penny 1 to 100 challenge go in the squirrel. So let's do 95 and 5. There we go. 2 more crossed off there. So where do I want to put my £5 from my leftover grocery money? It's going towards the car, isn't it? It's got to. So I have 110 in here, plus 110. 610. So can I peel these stickers off? They look like the sort that are a bit washi tapey, like I might be able to. Kind of. Let's make it an arrow, that little ice cream, like that. Okay, so I think that's everything. Not a particularly exciting one, unless hopefully a little more coherent than the last one, which was all over the place. But to be fair, I was interrupted like 3 times by the front door and then by the phone twice. And yeah. Anyway, I say it's not very exciting, but it is very exciting that I'm going to have a new electric car. I feel very grateful that I'm going to be able to afford that, frankly. But anyway, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!